Hey. So I just did a video speaking about an experience that I had last night. So if you haven't seen that video, maybe go and watch that first. But if you haven't got time to do that, I'm just going to quickly recap. Essentially what happened in a very grand vision last night. I was led by Spirit through this vision of returning to old painful memories that appeared initially like rooms. And I was having to face characters and situations that were painful and unpleasant. And I didn't want to face them because I was like, I just want to forget about this. This is too painful to revisit and to remember. But I was kind of like encouraged firmly to revisit these moments. And there was a breakthrough where I saw that experience needed healing and readjusting like a Rubik's Cube. And once I'd seen that, the characters that I had a painful experience with jumped out of that experience into wholeness as if they were in heaven. Two of them were to start off with. And I saw them as pure love and that everything was perfect. And this wonderful joy just filled my heart that everything, even painful and suffering that happens to us, behind that, it's an invitation to remember your soul and to remember that you are whole. And through this dream or this vision, I was visiting lots of painful situations like the death of my mother, the breakdown of my marriage, various things. And I was meeting characters, and it got easier as I went on. I was meeting characters and saying, what do I need to learn here? Do I need to forgive you? Do you need to forgive me? What was your purpose in my life? What was the purpose of that pain? And it was becoming very clear, and this wisdom was speaking. I gave you that experience to learn this about yourself, or I gave you this experience to give you an opportunity to have empathy for this, or whatever it was. And I was going through, and every time I met a person and I worked it out, they would transform into this fullness and pure love. Everything just turned to pure love in the characters, and there was no animosity, there was no resentment. And at the end of this experience, I ran to Jesus and he said, what do you want? And I said, I want to rest, I want to sleep. And then from that point, I was thinking, yes, God created the Sabbath, the seventh day, to rest. So that means on the eighth day, we're starting again, it's day one. So what I was feeling, and what was the message or the intention of this little talk, was many of you may feel like you're in a pause or in a rest period, and it can feel a bit strange, like, what's my purpose? What's next? What am I putting my hand to? And it's like, just rest in the moment, just be, because there is an importance of this rest, because we want you to make sure that you've sorted out all the things prior to this moment, that you're in the right energy, and there's no space for resentment, there's no space for unforgiveness, there's no space for self-judgment, there's no space for not believing in yourself. You are a new creation, and there is no condemnation in your life. This moment forward was what I was hearing is a new day for us, those of us who've been doing this walk. And if that resonates with you, that you're in this time of pause, this time of rest. And in this vision, Jesus said to me, I speak the truth, and people that hear the truth will recognize the truth, but I'm not the only teacher that has come. There were people that have come before me and come after me that speak the truth. And he asked me to go and revisit the quotes of Rumi, which I've written down, because as soon as I read them, they all pertain to what lessons I was learning through this vision last night. So I'm going to read them. So the first one says, the wound is the place where the light enters. And last night I was revisiting these rooms full of wounds. They were my wounds. There was pain in those memories. There was pain in the suffering that I've experienced through grief and through loss and through disillusionment. But in this experience last night, I was seeing through the pain, through the wounds, and light was coming in, and love was coming in, and changing the whole feel of those painful experiences. And it says, your heart knows the way, so run in that direction. Last night it was shouting at me, this is all about you. And that seems selfish. We're taught that we have to put others before us and all that sort of stuff. Yes, we're to put others We treat others as if we would treat ourselves, but if you don't know how to treat yourself with love, how do you even know how to treat others with love? So it always comes back to you. And I was seeing this tattoo on my arm, as above, so without, and as above, so below, as within, so without. And everything that I do within is going to have a reflection of what happens without. So it starts with us, it starts with you, it starts with you putting right or putting back into place where it originally was. It's growing from a place of forgetfulness into remembrance. And I know for sure that part of my purpose is to bring people into remembrance of who you are as a soul and who you are as part of the body. I was also seeing that once I was healing myself and filling myself with this light and this love and removing and understanding that there was no place for unforgiveness, there was no place for resentment. All I could see was love through these painful experiences. It was a totally different perspective. And then as I saw that, I looked like a cell in a body. And I was saying, I need to speak about these experiences, but what's the point if it's all about me? And Spirit said to me, no, you are a part of a whole. You are a fractal part of the whole. You are part of the body. So when you remember and you come into wholeness and you are filled with light, your job, my job, is to go and tell others. So that when I speak of this truth, it will resonate with the hearts of others that are seeking that truth, so that they can become whole and that they can be filled with light. And that as we share it out, we affect one another, so that the whole body is filled with light. It said, love is the bridge between you and everything. Literally, love is the highest frequency, it's the highest source. It overcomes everything. And in this visual, this experience that I was seeing, beyond the pain, beyond the suffering, beyond the difficulties of life, in this life there is difficulty. But Spirit says, I have overcome the difficulties. I have overcome this world. There's a clouded veil where we can't see things clearly, but we have the opportunity to open your eyes. If the eye is clear, the whole body is clear. And I'm encouraging you today to see that light and love, through that lens, you can see everything as perfect. Everything is as it should be, even the things you may have thought were painful and difficult. And there is an opportunity to rectify and put everything back to a point where you can be at peace with everything that you have encountered. It says here, raise your words, not your voice. It is the rain that brings the flowers, not the thunder. And how true is this, that we can get into a place of frustration and anger and fight, when actually if we come from a place of love, we can speak the truth in this love, and we can have far more effect, like rain on flowers, rather than thunder. Sometimes we are very thunderous, thinking of the disciples, of the thundery, the anger, the frustration. They didn't understand so much. But I feel like when you have the eyes and the wisdom to understand that love is the thing, even just in your perception, you have the ability to change so much around you. When the world pushes you to your knees, you are in the perfect position to pray. Where there is ruin, there is hope for treasure. And I want to say that your treasure is where your heart is. So in order for you to find your treasure in this life, you need to know what's in your heart. And sometimes your heart is encased and it's been covered. It's been hidden. And this whole journey that we walk through is about uncovering the heart. It's about uncovering your soul. It's about uncovering you as you were created. You were created in love. You were born in love. But the things that happen to us, particularly, you look at psychology with children, those early years, so much can shift who we really are, uncover our hearts. The pain that we experience, the parental experiences, the caregiver experiences. And Spirit is telling me, tell them, uncover your heart and see through the lens of love. Because through the lens of love, there is only truth. And you are seeking the truth, whether you realize it or not. And you can, and you will. And on this day of rest, or this time of rest, seek first the kingdom. The kingdom is within you. Seek it, and you will find it. And you can live a joyous, purposeful life. Love you today.